In studio right now, he is running for Common Council in the city of Utica. It's the seat currently held by Samantha Colosimo, is that correct?
Yes.
And it's Frank Pelli. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Tell us a little bit about you so people will know this. Are you in a primary, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. June 25th.
Yep.
Republican primary. Thank you for having me, first of all. I live right in Riverside Drive. I'm an electrician for the Utica City School District. I have 2 kids, an 8-year-old.
Big
Sophia.
day today, by the way, a school board vote today.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of people show up.
Yes.
Turnout's tough. I have an 8-year-old daughter, Sophia. She goes to Jefferson. She's in 3rd grade. I have a 14-year-old son that goes to JFK. And my wife, Roseanne, works at Rome Labs, cybersecurity.
Okay.
I have 30 years in the field in construction, 20 out in the field in the private sector, and 12 in the Utica City School District as an electrician. So I figure I can bring a lot to the table with LED lighting, underground pipe, and infrastructure, and what have you.
So how much do you think that switching to LED lighting would, and has any of that been done yet in the city of Utica? The lights,
a little bit,
some
yeah.
of them look like they're LED, others don't.
If you look at it, what's a good, for instance, is when you're coming down 12 and you're coming into the city itself, and you see where the auditorium is.
Yep.
That's LED lighting for the street lights themselves. That tells you
Those
by
big
far,
tower, those
correct.
huge
The white
towers.
lights is compared to the yellow dim lights.
I do like the yellow though. There's in my house anyway. I
in my
fight
house,
for that.
right? Yeah. Out on a streetscape setting, right? You get a lot more light and a lot more coverage with the LEDs. Yeah. But I'll just tell you, and I agree with you. In the house,
or in the studio,
it's like blinding, right? Same thing. Like in here, it's blinding.
I don't like fluorescent lighting. Like these lights, I hate these lights here. They're too white.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're hitting you.
I like the LED lighting for an instance is when I come home to my house and it's lit up like a Christmas tree. It doesn't bother me because it's cost effective. I mean,
it is cost effective. So the savings aren't tremendous, though.
Well,
right?
it's amazing with the 2 kids, and you have I shut all the lights off.
Yeah,
the cellar lights are on, the attic lights are on.
Yeah,
the LED by far is. We'll say 1/5 of the cost of a regular light.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it is a big savings.
With the retrofitting itself for the street lighting, and that's what they're working on right now in the New York State Smart program. That in itself pays for the bill. The lighting you get reimbursed through National Grid.
Okay.
So whatever the fixture cost is, you get that back plus the energy that you're going to save in the long run.
I want to throw a few Utica questions out at you and see where you stand on them. There's always a little bit of controversy in the city of Utica, it seems.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
I want you to take on, there was a proposed asphalt plant in North Utica. The thought was it's jobs. The opposition was asphalt plants are quite odoriferous and in some cases dirty. Where were you on that? Should it have gone there or not?
No, the location wasn't right.
Okay.
First of all, how are you going to get the trucks in and out of there, down Leland Ave, down Warts? The bridges themselves are old enough.
Yep.
How do you the construction back and forth would be?
The mayor, of course, extended term limits. Where were you on that issue?
The city voted overwhelmingly in '93 on keeping it for 8 years, so it should have went back to the people.
Okay. All right. Jeff?
To talk about why you're running. Are there issues in North Utica?
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
You're in the paper today, by the way. You have an editorial in today's paper.
Okay, that's great. That's one thing I was going to talk about. I wanted to try to be useful, and I try to lead by example with my children. And maybe involved in soccer when my son was 5 years old, baseball, North Utica Little League, Pop Warner football. And I want to give back, and I think I know I can give back with the experience that I have out in the field in construction and electrical. And one of the things it should be in the paper is Herkimer Road itself. Leland Ave is a disaster when it comes to a Sunday, for instance, when the church lets out, the traffic is backed up to the church itself. And I wrote an article. I talked to a couple of friends of mine that work for the state. That that's a state road. You can't put weight limits on the road because the city can't impose weight limits. But what you can do in the short term would be nice to be able to is at least sync the lights. If you sync those 2 traffic lights in Leland Ave and Van Rensselaer, that itself would alleviate the traffic. And then maybe on Sunday, if it's feasible, if you can say extend it from 9 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon and have it so it's a little bit longer, so the flow of traffic can go. And then you can also take Van Rensselaer and actually make so you can make a left there, so you can keep going west. Or going east and coming east, so you can make the traffic lane longer. Then make it so that you can actually take a left off of Leland Ave into big lots. because everybody goes around.
Right.
All right. Enterprise.
So you think that would alleviate the traffic during those peak
I would
times?
think so for a minimum cost to the taxpayers. Yeah,
and you'd have to change the technology of the stoplights them to be able to sync up.
Those are city lights, and then you'd have to work with the state itself, obviously. So you can work with Marion Bonchon, and then work with Anthony Brindisi if we need anything with the federal, because I think it has something to do with the thruway too, that you can't make a left out of the Price Chopper Plaza.
They're on Herkimer Road is tough too during the day sometimes, especially rush hour like 5 o'clock. If you go up to where that gas station is, a little bit further up, that takes a while to get through too.
Yeah, that light itself. So if you can sync the lights, work with the people, I'd be more than happy to, and I know I do a good job doing it.
All right. Anything else you want to add here?
LED lighting. There's a lot of issues with flooding and whatnot. It's over on Leland or on right off of Locust.
Mm-hmm.
There's a privacy fence that needs to be addressed with BJ's, and then there's Woodbury right off of Keys Road. There's some flooding issues with the cricks. We can clean them out regularly.
Do you have a preference on how to fix the streets? Potholes, obviously a big problem and a big deal. There was a paving plan put into place, and the Common Council seems to be at odds with the mayor. Where do you stand on what kind of plan could be put in place to fix the streets once and for all?
More or less, I would like to see if it's going to be a 15-year plan, that we'd need to find out what road's going to be done first and let the people know. Second of all, if we can take that and actually have a couple guys from the DPW hire on and do the roads instead of the pothole killer, actually have the guys, you can have them plow in the winter and pave in the summer and hold them more accountable because they work for the district or they work for the city of Utica.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy them the equipment, state equipment, and for the asphalt. Do it that way with them.
All right. Frank Pelli, it is you have a primary coming up on June 25th.
Yes.
Which no one really knows about. It's just we're just kind of getting the word out there that for the first time the local primaries are going to be held in June and not in September.
Yeah, it's been an adventure itself, just getting signatures.
Getting out signatures and
then with June being graduation, and then it's going to be a tough one. Yeah. So hopefully people show up.
June 25th. Frank Pelli, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
And good luck.